Welcome to Not Another Podcast with Tony and Dana. It's episode
Baker's Dozen.
13.
13, yeah.
13, and we do have, it's not just us today, we have a special guest on with us. You probably know him. He's pretty legendary in Ottawa. It's Dylan Black.
Legendary, come on.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
So Dylan worked with us. We've been together 10 years. We're 10 years
I
in the
guess
building.
roughly, right? 10 years, yeah.
He was also caught up in the chorus
The
radio
layoffs.
Start the show. How are you? How you feeling?
I'm good. I mean, plenty of sunshine, and I'm getting out there running every day, feeling good.
Oh, good.
Which is good. Staying busy, still working at the comedy club, and just trying to be active in the community. So that's important to me.
You got a fresh haircut. You were
got a
doing the
fresh
Def
haircut.
Leppard lead singer look for a while,
How long did you grow your hair out for?
Yeah, people did say I looked like Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, and that's good or bad. I grew it for about 2 years, and then the layoff happened, and I just sort of felt like it was time for a change, and I just had to. I chopped it all off. Took about an hour to do, but I feel like a whole new man with this hairstyle.
You know, that's what a lot of the times when women will go through breakups,
Yeah.
they change their hair, right? It's
Yeah.
like, because we kind of did go through a breakup, losing our jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like a refresh. It's like a start fresh kind of.
That's how I felt.
Action.
It was just like it was time to do something about it, and I was tired of having to buy Drano for my shower.
That's because what you're supposed to do is you get all the loose hairs,
the clops.
and you stick it on the shower wall,
Oh.
and then when you're done, you take it off the wall and throw it in the garbage.
Nobody gave me that information in advance, but yeah, it was out of control. I was starting to get matted. It was starting to get like
You're a cat. You had to go to the
I felt
groomers.
like a cat, and everybody had their opinion on it as well. It was either people loved the hair, they were like, "This is great," or they told me exactly how they felt about it, and it wasn't polite. So it was time to do something about it, and I did.
When you finally cut it, how much was cut off? Do you know? Did they measure it?
No, but I kept the ponytail, and I don't know if that's something anybody will ever want in the
You mean you have
future.
the
You
ponytail
have
at
it
home?
Yeah,
at
like I
home.
kept it.
That's a serial killer thing to do.
Do you have
I mean, it's
toenails
your own-
clippings lying around too?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have kept it really when you think about it.
It's your own though. Usually serial killers keep other people's
Right.
hair.
Yeah, so I don't have a collection. It's
Yeah.
just my hair. And it's up for grabs if anybody really wants it.
Yeah, no, maybe one day it'll be a nice auction item for someone.
Probably not.
How are you doing with the time off? Because, you know, if you don't know Dylan's been on Ottawa radio for over 20 years.
Yeah.
You've been on multiple stations. You've actually been let go from that building multiple times.
Yeah.
In rounds of layoffs.
A few, yeah. So I started in Ottawa radio back in 1999 and on a station called Cool FM way back in the day. And
Iconic.
yeah, and then I landed on 106.9 The Bear and Dog FM and Virgin Radio. And I did land on Boom in 2013. Yeah, and I was part-time for a while, and I was weekends, and I did evening stuff, and then a couple of years ago, I landed on afternoons, and it was my dream job, and it was fantastic, and, you know, I mean, it's tough, and it sucks that we lost the gigs, but if somebody would have said to me 13 years ago, hey, we're going to give you 13 years of employment, you're going to do your dream job, you're going to be able to use this platform to help people, I would have said, yeah. And, you know, but it sucks it ended. But yeah. I've been taking this time to exercise and reflect and spend a lot of time with my 8-year-old Max. And that's been the best part of all of it, for sure.
That's good.
Do you like turning off your brain for
Yeah,
a while? Because
so
we
that's
talked
great.
about that. It's the burnout, especially from an announcer, the burnout of always thinking about what am I going to put on the show, what's good for the show,
And scrutinizing
what's
your
good for
bits.
social media.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
have you enjoyed unplugging a little bit?
I definitely have enjoyed not knowing what's happening. Meaning, like, people will ask me stuff about, oh, what about this event that's happening in the city, or did you hear about this celebrity, whatever? And I'm like, I haven't, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And it's
We were in
nice.
the car, and this was after I got let go, but you had still not got let go. And we're in the car, and we're listening to some station, and I turned to her, I'm like, what the hell is this? And she's like, it's the new Ed Sheeran. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I would have, like, take me back 6 months. That's not me. Like, I'm so connected with everything with the job. But at this point, I'm like, I was so disconnected, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
For a little bit, at least.
And it's, you know, even Blues Fest passed recently, and it's kind of like, I didn't really normally, like, for years, either we'd be broadcasting from there, or we'd be on the stage, or I didn't know what artist was what night, and it was fine. It was like, this is good. It actually was nice to not have to be on top of everything in that regard. Instead, just the stuff you want to be. the stuff
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you want to pay attention to. So, I mean, I get that that's part of the gig, and you know, I'm hoping obviously I'll be part of that world again one day. But right now, it's nice to take these months, you know, and just focus on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm sure the support has been as good for you, like from your listeners and people, because I mean, you've been in radio for so long, and you've helped raise like hundreds of thousands of dollars
How
for
many times have
charities.
you donated blood?
Donated blood,
Yeah,
like you are
so-
a
What
number you
mainstay
want?
for that.
122.
Do you have any blood left, bro?
I'm very weak.
Well, how often?
Very
cookie?
weak. I like cookies. Yes.
So how often? Because men and women, they have a difference in how often they can donate blood, right?
Yeah. Men are every 56 days, and women are more towards the 3-month mark.
Yeah.
And
Why?
I think, and I don't know the science behind it, but I believe it's because women give blood naturally, and men don't.
Yeah, you
So,
could say it. We have periods.
yes, you know, I'm still
we
in
can have
radio.
the period
There's no
chat.
filter here, by the way.
We
You're
can
not
have-
back on standard radio. You can say whatever
Still
you
in,
want.
in radio mode where I just have to be careful, or I keep thinking like somebody's gonna complain. You know.
No, it's okay. We have like 10 listeners, so it's
yeah.
fine.
Okay, well,
And you're one of them, so really
great.
not.
I am. So I gave for the 122nd time last week, and I just think if people are eligible, they should do it, and it only takes about an hour of your time, the whole process, and it's just something I've been doing since high school days, and
It doesn't cost you anything other than your time.
Yeah,
right?
it is only your time, and I know people don't like needles. I get that. Like, there's reasons why people don't donate, but you know, I do because my mom needed blood once in the 70s. My dad needed blood in the Heart Institute like 6 years ago, and if there wasn't that supply, then our life story would be different. And I'm grateful that I've never had to need blood, but who knows, right? Like something can happen, right? And
Yeah.
and so anyway, but it's fun to watch the numbers grow. It's fun there's people in the clinics that I recognize. We speak, we talk, and I like to get the cookies at the end. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Cookies,
You went
the
once.
juice. I've been to a couple of times. I should
Yeah.
I haven't
probably
done
go
it yet.
more often. Yeah, I'd like
haven't
to
done
go
it yet.
more often. I just find I need a whole day off to do it because I need. Every time I do it, I get really, really drained and really exhausted after.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like an issue. I'm low iron or something. So when I get blood taken, I feel really tired after.
There's something I've always wanted to do it, but there's something really weird in my mind. Like, you know, people who don't want to donate organs, they don't want to be organ donors,
Yeah.
because they want to keep it to themselves. I wonder if that's what's going on a little bit with me. But I want to donate blood, and I got to sign up to be an organ donor too.
Yeah.
So the thing about giving blood for men that it's super healthy is because, as I mentioned, women give blood naturally. For men, it's important because we don't give blood. So I've even been told, because I have a history of kidney stones, knock on wood that I don't get one now that I'm talking about it, but apparently because I give blood, and then your body as a male and a female as well is now you have to create new blood, so you're cleaning your system.
Oh,
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a healthy thing to do.
it's like going on a cleanse
yeah, it kind
without
of
all
is.
the kale and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's no kale, but there are Cheetos, and I eat lots of Cheetos.
Oh, that's the best part of donating blood is you get to go in the recovery room and eat the snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as Dana, like you said, like so every time I give blood, I don't feel super great after either. I mean, you feel a little off, and
Weak.
it's
You feel a little
you
weak,
feel
right?
feel a little weak, but it's just so that's one of the issues why some people don't give, because it's not for everybody. You do feel kind of weak after, but I always say then it's my cheat day. Like then I'll eat garbage for the whole day. I'm like, gotta eat garbage, gotta replenish, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Hey, I'm doing it for me.
yeah,
This is for me. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Can we go back to Blues Fest for a second, because we went Saturday.
Saturday night, yeah.
We went to see Daughtry and Papa Roach.
Yeah.
So we're walking in to Blues Fest, and by the way, like really quickly, the LRT really worked. It was 20
Wow.
minutes there and
Yeah.
back. And then
Line
if you're
two.
listening from outside of Ottawa, LRT is like our kind of like our subway system, our train system.
Train system,
and it's
yeah.
been a fucking mess.
Yeah.
but it worked really well. 20 minutes we're there.
20
Wow.
minutes. Yeah. Line 2 down to Bayview, one stop over. Amazing.
That's impressive.
So good.
So I brought it up because Daughtry's on stage, and you can always tell who doesn't know where they are, because Daughtry kept saying to the crowd, "Ottawa, Canada, let me hear you." Why are you saying Ottawa, Canada?
There's no,
Just say Ottawa, let me hear you. But it was
Yeah.
Ottawa, Canada. I was like, so all he knows is he's in Canada. That's
Yeah.
all he really knows.
Yeah.
But he said it like 5 times. You can always
really
tell.
hit the Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe he did it because of the whole Canadian Pride going on right now, you know, like the between the US and Canada, and maybe he really wanted to emphasize like, yes, I'm in Canada. I don't know.
Well, it's like
Possibly.
if he was in the States, let's say he's in San Antonio and he's at a show and he's like, San Antonio, Texas, United States of America.
USA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he says,
I
hey,
get you.
San Antonio, United States of America. It sounded so weird.
Yeah.
But it's such a trope. Like when you go to these shows, everyone stops to talk and it's just like, so I went to go see Macklemore once and he talked. I thought he was reading a novel. Like he just talked and talked and kind of killed the vibe. But anyway, so that was kind of funny. But Papa Roach was really good.
Sorry, was Daughtry talking the whole time?
Not the whole time, but he would come on and he kept saying Ottawa, Canada.
Yeah.
But the guy from Papa Roach did talk a few times.
He did talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a couple. You know, he talked about mental health and how important it was to them. And how they made a donation to a local charity. Now
Every stop
they
on their
have.
tour, they make a
good.
donation.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a good show.
I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Did you go to Blues Fest at all?
I didn't. I don't know. I think I've done it so many times throughout the years that I just
Didn't feel the need.
I didn't feel the need. You know, I went last year when Motley Crue was here, and that was the first time I'd gone since. Remember when the Backstreet Boys were here?
Yeah, we were there.
2019, and that was the first time I'd gone since then. I know all the COVID stuff and whatever, but just the crowds and just the, you know, I'm not young
Was
anymore.
2019
So
really the last time we went?
Yeah, it was. Because
haven't
that was
been
the
to
last
Blues
time.
6 years?
That's the
Wow.
last time we worked it. And then
We went for the
COVID
Backstreet
hit.
Boys show, yeah.
And then, yeah, we just never ended up going because we lost the deal, I guess, between our station and
Yeah,
Blues Fest.
music
yeah,
sponsorship.
yeah,
And then it's like, well, I've been going for free all these years. You
Yeah.
want me to pay?
yeah.
Yeah.
Me to pay?
I have to really. There has to be an act I really want to see to pay for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have to be. And it was. I really wanted to see Papa Roach because they never played Ottawa before. So that's the one I wanted to do this year.
Yeah.
And the good news was nobody did a kiss cam, so no one got in shit.
The kiss cam.
That story
Yeah.
has really taken over everything. That CEO and astronomer story. By the way, he resigned. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see
Did that just happen?
And well, the company astronomer just put out a statement saying that he's resigned.
Yeah.
He's decided to resign. Decided to resign is kind of funny because
Yeah.
you know,
Can you even tell me what this company does?
they're an AI company.
They're
I
an
think.
AI company.
I think they're an AI company.
because they're getting the most free marketing out of this. If anything, the company wins.
Yeah, totally. Because
Company is
I went and
winning.
searched out their social media. I wanted to know more about either them or what they were posting or what
Right.
was going on, right? I'd never heard of
But
them
I
before.
think it's like
Yeah.
the board, if there's a board, that they would see it as a negative because the CEO is in such a negative light for
Yeah.
allegedly cheating on his wife with, is it the head of HR?
yeah.
The head of HR, and she's apparently married to the CEO of another company, and his name is Andrew. So Andy, right?
Right.
She's got a thing for CEOs
We're
named
named
Andy.
yeah.
Wow.
But it's crazy. People are like, there's two arguments, right? One was Coldplay outed this relationship,
Yeah.
this alleged affair, right? And the other side is, well, you went to a concert with 65,000 people. What did you think was going to happen? Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to a place and you're, having an affair and you go to a place with 50 to 65,000 other people, are you really keeping it quiet?
But so I have tons of thoughts on it, and it's just sort of like, okay, so were they there by themselves? That I don't know the answer to, or
I'm not sure.
were they
It
there with
doesn't-
people from the company?
It looks like they were there with people who were in on the affair because there was a girl right next to them, and when the camera was on them and they started acting weird, she was like this.
Yeah, 100%.
Like she knew.
Yeah.
You could tell
Yeah.
she knew something because she was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like this is bad. So they were clearly there with people that knew
Yeah.
what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously a terrible thing, not right, this and that. But I mean, should the guy have resigned? I mean, that's personal life and that's his career. It's like I just don't know. I'm two frames of mind on it, and Coldplay as well. But did they sort of? Were they? It wasn't privacy at all. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Coldplay gets sued through all of this.
But also, you're in a public place.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how you can sue somebody for that because you're in a public arena.
yeah.
Yes, you've paid to be there, but that doesn't mean that you're entitled to privacy because you're with 50,000
Yeah.
other people, right?
Maybe what they'll do, Coldplay going forward, is when you buy a ticket to a Coldplay show, in the fine print of the ticket says you could appear on the screen and that's your fault.
You could be Coldplay.
Yeah.
You could be Coldplayed. That's
Yeah.
what we saw on Twitter. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
You could be
But
Coldplayed.
It's funny, apparently, because when it happened, Chris Martin's like, either they're having an affair or they're very shy.
That's true. He's the one that brought up
Right
the
on the
affair.
spot.
But you know what's funny? If they didn't react that way, I don't think anybody
No.
would have cared. Like if they just reacted like, "Oh yeah, okay, we're
Yeah,
standing here
exactly.
together," I think that it wouldn't have blown up the way that it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, and then I don't know what's real and what's fake, but I think I've seen since Coldplay even have announced in advance, like we are using public
At the show, at their new show.
Cameras,
They're like, hey,
yeah.
heads up.
Yeah,
the
heads
camera's
up.
coming around.
They are. So their first show since that, scandal, I guess you want to call it, was Saturday. And Chris Martin warned the audience before the kiss cam. And he said, quote, "We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put you on the big screen. So if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now. And if you haven't taken your arm around your side piece off, then do that now." Well, he didn't say that. I'm
Yeah.
adding that in.
You know what's
but-
shocking too? 50,000 people want to see Coldplay?
they're pretty.
Everybody wants to go to this show.
They've got I mean, who knows financially who's winning in this in the end too? Like, are these the CEO in the end? Is he going to be writing books now and stuff like that? Is he going to be showing up at Comic Cons? Like I mean, and then Coldplay, that's got to be the hottest ticket in town now. Like, talk about publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For both.
That's wild,
We
right?
can get outed at a Coldplay show.
Yeah. Well, did you see? And then of course you've seen the memes. You've seen the thousands
Oh,
of memes.
yeah.
the Philly Fanatic one.
The Philly Fanatic
really funny.
was hilarious, and people are taking it to a new level. I don't know when it's going to die down.
next week.
You know,
Yeah.
and to your point that you were talking about, I don't know why he resigned or why he has to lose his job, right?
Yeah.
It is a good question because if everybody who has cheated on their partner had to lose their job, I don't think anybody would be working.
Unemployment would be like
Unemployment would be
84%.
sky high. The difference is when people find out about it, they
Yeah.
see you in a different light.
Well,
I
and,
guess.
and he's a CEO. So is there like a obligation as you as a CEO to act accordingly?
Yeah.
So, not to put any negative light on the company you're running. That I think probably had something to do with him resigning because, less trust in him as a leader, and that might hit would hurt the stock or the share price and stuff. So
Yeah.
morally, it's like, but should you lose your job over it? That's really
It's hard to say, especially when like you said, a week, 2 weeks, a month, like people will have forgotten all about this, right? You see that in politics when people are asked to resign all the time. Resign. Like, no, because that a month later or a week later, nobody's even going to remember what people were asking you to resign about.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's like this with this CEO guy, right? And who knows? Like, who knows what the rest of the story is, right? Like, who knows if he was in a marriage that was terrible? Who knows if the side piece was in a marriage that was terrible? Nobody knows, right? But I think they should have taken the whole approach they should have just laughed it off. They should have just laughed it off.
You mean when the camera hit them?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
camera, they should have acted like it was nothing. And then even afterwards, they should have made a statement saying, this is nothing. You guys are taking this too far, LOL. Something like that. Because I think they put so much importance in it themselves that it made them look even worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have the juiciest story of the year.
So far,
if
yeah.
that didn't happen.
Yeah,
It's
thanks
great.
for the content.
And it's crazy when you think about it, how that is even a story. That's the world we're in now, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
somebody's having an affair, and that's the story.
And it was caught on a big screen at a Coldplay concert,
Yeah.
and that is what it was everywhere.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen any.
Still is.
I haven't seen something like this where it's just kind of caught fire.
Yeah.
And everyone's in on it.
Yeah.
Everyone's in on it.
Yeah.
Like everyone's posting. I haven't remembered something like this, like for a while. I don't remember the last thing that kind of took fire like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that if we were still at the radio station, we would have all made our own versions of this.
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've already seen all other radio stations
Yeah.
do it, and I'm like, yeah.
We would have all done it. I would have been holding Dave Nelson, something like that. It would have just been.
Well, when it comes to Dave Nelson, I think you're the small spoon. Because he's pretty
Am
tall
I the
dude.
small spoon?
Yeah, well, he's a tall dude.
Oh, well, we'll see.
What do you prefer, being the big spoon or the small spoon?
I like to be the big spoon when I can, but it's been many years since I've been any kind of spoon, so that's fine.
You're more forking yourself at this
I'm
point.
just let's.
I love utensil jokes. I was
me-
I was a small spoon what was it, last week? We're in
Oh,
bed.
just yesterday.
I was it's just yesterday.
Okay.
She's like, you're gonna be the small spoon. You do feel kind of loved and held.
Oh yeah,
I do, yeah.
yeah.
It's
So I
nice.
mean, I'd switch it up for sure. But yeah, I'd definitely like to be as far as Dave is concerned.
You'd rather be the big spoon.
We'll see what Dave has to say about it.
Can we pull back the curtain a bit? I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it though. But,
Maybe.
Depends on what the curtain is.
Well, moving forward in your, career, you're talking about, you'd like to be a part of radio still. Like, are you going to stick with the name that you have?
Yeah, what do you mean? This isn't my real name? Tony Stark?
We talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Dylan Black, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it. It's not a character. I mean, it is me.
No, it's
who
you
my
are.
brand, and it's but off air I am a little bit different than on air, and we all are in our own way, right? We created it back in 2006 when I landed on 106.9 The Bear. Before that, I was Anthony James. And that's what I went with when I was on Magic 100 and
Night
Cool
Magic.
FM. Yeah, Night Magic with Anthony James. And that's going back to 99 to 2006. And I think at this point I've created something with the Dylan Black name that it would be difficult if I just started using my real name, which is Anthony, and I don't mind telling people that. It's funny and it sounds terrible, but my real name kind of doesn't serve a purpose. Other than legal stuff, and I'm Max's father, and because sometimes I don't think he gets confused, but he knows me as Dylan Black, and I think he knows me as Anthony, so I'm not really sure. Like he knows me as Daddy, right? So I think I would stick with it. It would be for me. It wouldn't serve any purpose to change it at this point.
It's funny because obviously I met you as Dylan.
Yeah.
And then when you say your name is Anthony, I'm like, but you look like a Dylan. But
Yeah,
maybe that's
okay.
my bias. But maybe that's my bias because I met you as Dylan.
So,
right?
and I think I've told you this in the hallways before too. So when people would yell out Tony to you, I would react,
Right.
because I've been called Tony for a big portion of my life. That's how my parents called me, and so I'd react when I'd hear Tony, and I'd be like, "Wait, that's not for me." So and then of course, but nobody would be calling out your real name because there was no fake people using.
And to be honest,
your
I
name.
don't know if a lot of people knew my real name.
Nobody, I think, really knew your real name.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Yeah.
And you just found out last week.
But there was nobody in the building using that name as
No.
to
Yeah.
confuse you every time you hear somebody call out
Yeah,
that
yeah,
name,
yeah.
right? I just think the Dylan Black name will probably stick. It would be weird at this point to change it, because if all of a sudden I showed up and I'm like, hey, I'm Jerry Summers or something like that.
Jerry
People-
Summers. Jerry Summers live at the Lizard Lounge.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
That's his tail, right?
Yeah, but people will be like, what? Who? Like, how many? So, like, it's a bit confusing after a while.
I love
right?
Jerry Summers. Can we do something with that, please?
Jerry Summers.
DJ Jerry Summers.
It's Frankie Valli opening with Jerry Summers.
Yeah, that tour could go for years because he won't stop, right? So
Have you seen the videos
I have.
of him?
It's like the new Walt Disney animatronic. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen that. And Frankie Valli. Like, you can't
Frankie
really
Valli,
tell.
yeah.
Wait,
You can't really tell.
Is Jerry Summers a real person?
No, I just sort of,
okay.
I sort of quickly know, but it's like,
Like, I'm too
We
young
want
for
him to
this.
be.
I'm
We
too
want
young
him
for
to
this
be.
conversation.
If you
yeah,
have a
no,
child, can it
exactly,
be
right?
Jerry
What do you mean? You
Summers?
don't know who Jerry Summers
Works for both
is?
women and men.
Yeah.
Here's a loaded question for you,
Oh,
okay? But
gosh.
it's more so like
Yeah.
you're gonna think it's loaded. If you were a server and we were sitting down for a meal,
Yeah.
and you came out with two plates, one had a sandwich and fries, and one had a grilled chicken salad.
You're serving us. At
You're
the,
serving
Yeah.
us. What would you put in front of each of us?
Dana, you're getting the salad.
So we went
Of course.
to we went out to get a bite to eat the other day.
Yeah.
And one of us ordered. Well, I ordered the chicken Caesar salad, and Dana ordered. What did you order?
I ordered like
Sandwich.
a chicken sandwich with fries. Yeah.
So the guy comes over, he puts the
Immediately.
salad right in front of her, and I'm like, "Nah, that's for me."
I'm like,
And he's
"Yeah, no, that's
and I'm just like, we just start laughing because you automatically think the dude's
It's
gonna have
so-
fries and a sandwich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny. You automatically just think like, oh, no guy's coming in here to order a chicken salad.
Yeah, which is funny. And I don't know the reasons why, right? Without sounding like
It's because women are salad. That like you
Women
automatically
are
assume-
salad.
Women are yes, it was said terribly, but you know what I mean. You automatically assume that the woman is going for the healthier option, while the dude.
Not this woman.
Yeah, and that's possibly, and it's like I said, it's hard to really describe it without sounding like, what did he say? Like, why did he say that about women? Like, but it's just sort of like you just assume that the woman is eating the lighter plate, perhaps,
Or is more health conscious than
more
the man.
health conscious. But I've a few times in my life have chosen the salad, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course, right? Like
You don't make friends with salad.
Yeah, no, you don't. Salad's what comes with food. I think that's what
That's the side.
John Panette used to say that. But yeah, so it's sort of like, but yeah, so, but then it does sound kind of rude that you're just assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, he comes back and he gives us the bill and he puts it in front of me and she's like, I'll be paying for that. So he cut his tip in half.
No.
Right?
No, it's just funny. Like we all have biases, right?
Yep.
So we all have like our idea of, well, he must be paying or she must be getting the salad, you know?
If we go out to dinner, like let's say, before you're in a relationship and then I order salad, do you look at me differently because I order salad? And let's say you ordered wings or ribs and I've ordered salad. Do you look at me like, oh.
You're talking this is like a first or second date
Sure.
situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like a guy that's ordering salad, that's different. Like I don't see that a lot. But I would never order wings on a first date. That's chaotic.
You never order wings
That's
in general.
scary.
Or ribs.
Or ribs. Anything you eat with your hands, you can't have that on a first date.
It's messy. That is a good question, though. So, say I was to go on a first date with somebody, am I ordering the fries and the burger, or am I ordering the like you
Kale
said,
salad.
like the salad with the wrap?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like which one in this world like looks? I don't know.
It's more attractive.
Which is more attractive? Like, am I more manly because I got the fries, or am I more like, wow, this guy's really thinking about his health because I got the salad?
That's a good question.
Well, think of it. Like, can I take your order? And then, like, I'll have the porterhouse, the T-bone with the baked potato, or like, I'll have the frisee salad.
Yeah.
With what's on a frisee salad? I don't know, goat cheese.
Probably. And beets. Ugh.
So, but another thing about me as well is I don't really drink. So like if I'm on a date, which I haven't done in many years, but I should probably start thinking about it, is like, do I get water or do I get, do you know what I mean? Like maybe she's going to enjoy some wine or she's going to enjoy something.
Yeah.
So like as the dude, because they also say, well, it's kind of lonely to drink alone, like, so you am I getting like water or a Diet Coke? Like, or am I?
Because if you order, like if you're on a date with, and you think they're really attractive and then you order like Coke or Pepsi or an iced tea, do they look at you like you're a child? Why don't you just get the chocolate milk then?
But these are like actual, like,
Yeah.
They're ridiculous concerns because, like, if somebody's judging you because of that, that's crazy. But
I think sorry to interrupt you, but I think in this day and age, especially with the alcohol thing, it's a bit different because lots of people are going alcohol free.
Yeah.
And quitting drinking.
So what do you get though? What is it? Is it Shirley Temple? Is that the drink? Like,
No, I don't think you should ever order a drink that's got a cherry in it.
Yeah, that would be cute.
With
I
a
would
little
love
umbrella.
that.
No, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I would love that. No, I think if I was on a date with a guy and he was like, I don't drink alcohol anymore, and then he ordered a Shirley Temple, I'd be like, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, and some people would think that's
I did that like 2 months ago. You told me to leave the restaurant.
Get out of here.
No, because that shows that you really don't care, what a stranger thinks of you to an extent.
Yeah.
You're like, if you're going to judge me on that, that's a you thing, you know?
You've drank before. You just don't drink.
Oh
When you
yeah,
drink
yeah.
before,
Like, and I will drink. Like, it's not like it's not like I'm against alcohol or anything.
Just
it's
not for you.
I haven't had real opportunities, I guess, to get my drink on. Let's say, right?
Yeah.
But it's and I don't really have a favorite drink either. So like, I detest beer. I cannot like the smell of it, the taste of it. I've had maybe one full beer in my whole life. So like, I'm not a beer guy. And I know maybe health wise that's good and money wise that's great. But I do think about stuff like that on dates. Like, say you go out at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, and I'm also the kind of guy that's like, oh, that's too late for caffeine, so I can't have a Diet Coke. So, but it's like, that's actually something I think about. Like, I don't know what to order.
Yeah. I think you order what you want to order.
I guess.
That's most important.
If the person you're on a date with is into you enough, they really don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's worse to get alcohol and get shit faced when they're not shit faced and make a fool out of yourself.
Yeah.
As opposed to buying, like, I've been drinking a lot. Like, even here we have non-alcoholized like Corona and stuff like that because I'm not drinking anymore.
Yeah.
For a while. And you know what's crazy? When you go to a bar or go to a restaurant, the mocktails are just as expensive as the cocktails.
Yeah.
They might be like a buck cheaper.
Sense.
Yeah.
We went to Blues Fest. How much was a non-alcoholic beer? $9.
$9.
$9. I'm not even getting any benefits of the alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah.
It's
agree.
funny,
I'll have a
you don't
one.
like beer, eh?
No,
No?
not at all.
There are some drinks that I think people just pretend to like.
Is beer
Like, like they just drink that. Well, a lot of beers that are like really bitter or like IPAs.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I just don't
gross.
understand it. I know people like beer and the taste, the smell, like it revolts me. Like I will probably puke right on the spot.
Jeez.
And the last time I ever drank beer, Tom Green made me drink it. So and
made you drink
Peer
kind
pressure
of.
from Tom Green.
I was peer pressured by Tom Green, and not only once, but 2 days in a row, because he came on my show when I was on Dog FM, and he had the Tom Green beer, and I'm sort of like, oh, that
Right.
looks good, man. Anyway, whatever. And he's like, you got to drink my beer. You're not gonna drink my beer? Like I'm offended. You got to drink my beer. I'm like, ugh. And then the next day,
that sounds like Tom Green a little bit. Yeah, he's got
you
got
gotta
a
drink my
knack
beer.
for impression.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so give us your top three.
oh, top three, okay. Probably and you
Let's go
guys.
3, 2, 1, and we'll try to figure out who.
Number one's got to be Homer Simpson.
Okay, well,
so,
just tell us.
Homer. Oh, it's the Tony and Dana show. Not another podcast.
So there's that.
So good. Like,
wow.
that's-
Number two, I mean, I can do Cleveland Brown, I guess.
It's Cleveland Brown, y'all.
I can do Grandpa from The Simpsons. Matt Lord! I don't know. I'd have to think about a few.
That's good. Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
I do Hank Hill, and how would Hank go?
I'm into propane.
I'm into
and
propane
accessories.
and propane accessories, Bobby.
That's so
But
good.
yeah, so that's something I do. Like I love doing that, and you caught me on the spot right there. But like I'll literally sit at home and just practice them,
Yeah.
and there's nobody around. And
Well, that's how you get really good at them, right?
yeah, so I think like if people were to have a camera on me, they would think that I need to be in an institution because I'm constantly
Don't feel bad. I think that's most of us these days.
maybe
To be honest.
I'm constantly like reading commercials, like something like that, like the law firm of whatever. You can call 1-800. Like I'm just sitting there like doing it by myself, and because I'll just read the screen and like there's nobody even there. And it's quite something. But then some days, because I do live alone, I don't have a relationship. It's like I will go days without speaking, especially now that like we don't have these positions.
Yeah, right.
And sometimes somebody will call or whatever. I'm like, this is literally the first words I've said. And so I do.
Yes, I have lots of time to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah,
Yes, go
yeah,
ahead.
I'll take their
Come
call.
on in.
I'll take their call. But I'm a huge believer in if you don't use it, you lose it. So like that's
Yeah.
why I'm like you have to continuously keep that sort of skill going, right? So because I don't want to all of a sudden stumble upon a job that's right for me, and I haven't really done this in so long. But it is like riding a bike, and you get right
Yeah.
back on it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I love impersonating. And sometimes I get in trouble because I'm impersonating friends, and or people will be like, "Oh, you do that person? I'd love to hear what you say about me." I'm like, "No, everything's fine."
No. As soon as they leave, so let me tell you something.
Yeah, but I love that. It's fun,
So
super fun.
now that your free time, you got all this free time. What
Yeah.
have you been doing with it? Has it just been other than doing commercials in the house with no one listening,
Yeah.
and just hanging out with your kid?
Well, I mentioned it before, so I do. They call me the community events coordinator at Yuck Yucks Comedy Club. So I've been doing that for about 10 years. And like we create special nights for charities. Right now, it's the Mike McDonald Summer Comedy Competition, so that's busy. I help fill seats for nights that aren't as busy. We like giving people free nights out, and that's super fun. And
Yeah, you're always giving away tickets to Yuck Yucks on your social media at Dylan Black Radio, by the
Yeah,
way.
thank
So
you.
give him a follow, give him
Yeah.
a follow, give him a comment. He'll probably send you some Yuck Yuck tickets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
whether you
for
want
sure.
them or not.
Yeah, we go on to
Yeah. Congratulations.
It's a fun night out, though. Something to do.
Yeah, it is fun, and because radio was a little intense, I was putting in 45, 50-hour weeks sometimes because I was also the assistant music director, and it was just there was a lot going on. Like I didn't have a chance to really drop by the club as often, so now I'm there more often, and I'm judging as well the comedy competitions and just saying hi to people. And a couple weeks ago we had the Art of Mind reading with James White, and I was the MC, which was fun. And I know my boss there, Howard, is hoping that I'm going to start getting on stage a little bit more and all that. But I'm like, I'm not a comedian, right? He's like, now you can just be yourself. I'm like, yeah, but I'd like to be employed again. So so that's definitely like taking up some time, which is great. But it's a part-time job, and the stuff with Max, my son. He lives, he lives out in Manotick, so he's a little further out from where I'm living. He's with his mom, but we spend time together. We go on little adventures, and we're excited about the Superman movie, which we haven't seen yet.
Oh, stay off the reviews.
Yeah.
Stay off the reviews.
Well, yeah, but to me, it's like all the hate that probably means it's great, right?
Yeah.
Because people just like to hate on stuff that's good.
I want to go see it. She doesn't really want to go, so I got to go solo.
I'm meh about it.
Yeah.
I love going to the
You're
movies
usually
by
there for the
myself.
popcorn.
No, I love going to the movies alone though. So I encourage you to do it.
No, I
It's
will.
fun.
I got to go see Downton Abbey by myself.
Yeah, like I love the like you. It just feels like taking yourself out and enjoying your own company is so freeing.
It's nice
in a way. It's so
It's
nice to do.
And to expand on that, like I've spent a lot of time alone in the past month. As I've mentioned a bunch of times, like there's no significant other. There's no. I do live alone. So I've really been. I've sort of been telling people this is kind of like a rebirth for me. I'm kind of like, as you notice, I'm even wearing like concert shirts. And
Yeah, I love
bands
it.
and
Usually
stuff,
you're wearing just
a
a
black
plain
theme,
black
right?
tee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dark blue jeans.
Yeah, exactly. I
And
got the
brown
dark-
shirt. And brown shoes.
yeah,
Brown shoes.
totally.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just switch it up a little bit. I'm trying to spend time more with friends, and someone asked me like, let's go for a walk, or let's like meet here, or this. I'm like, and even you guys, it's like coffee dates and whatever. I'm like, okay, let's like, I say yes to this stuff now, right? Why would have been
So
a little
us too.
closed up before? Yeah.
Yeah, us too. Like we're doing puppy yoga. What, Saturday?
Yeah,
Really?
Saturday.
Never would have done that.
Yeah.
No.
But it was free and they offered. So like,
Yeah.
So, like, why not? And then we're going to Portugal.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing.
that's something that like we would not have been able to do because it was so hard to get time
Had
off
we had
together.
jobs, yeah.
Yeah.
Like pulling teeth to get time off together. So now we're just going to take the opportunity while we're off. And luckily we're in a position where, we're going to be okay for a little bit.
Yeah.
That we can do it and it will just benefit our relationship and yourself when you do stuff like that. We're watching Yes Man about a couple weeks ago with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And that movie is actually really true.
Yeah.
Just saying yes to more
great
because
advice, yeah.
I think as we get older, we say no to more things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're so stuck in our own ways and we don't want new experiences or new anything like that. So we're just no.
Yeah.
But when we say yes is when it ends up getting beneficial for us.
And especially like in Ottawa, right? People say Ottawa is so boring. There's nothing to do in Ottawa, but there's always things happening in this city.
Oh,
you just
yeah.
can't be on your couch and
Yeah.
have them come to you.
I'm a
You
huge
have
believer.
to get out
Yeah.
of your house.
You have to. I'm a huge believer in being a yes person. Like if the opportunity serves you and even if it scares you a little bit, like just go for it because you never know what's going to be there when you show up. But that being said, I'm also at a point that I'm being more selective. I'm not saying yes to things that don't serve me or make me feel good about myself, or if I'm feeling a little used, let's say, right?
well, if we can
Yeah.
if we can peel back the curtain a little bit more.
Yeah.
That is something I think you've struggled with is saying no because
Yeah.
you have
Putting
this-
up a boundary.
yeah, you have issues with boundaries. And I think you feel that if you don't say yes, you'll be replaced by somebody who will. And that's a normal human kind of thing to feel. But when it gets to the point where you were stressed so much because you were stretched so thin,
I was.
That's not health. It's not healthy for your
No, and I also feel when you are attached to any media, radio station, television, whatever, like you don't want to say no to people because it could look bad on your employer, it could look bad on your position, it could look bad, or whatever way you want to look at it, right? So, but now that I'm not. I'm choosing things for me, and I'm saying no to things that don't feel comfortable or take my time. I'm asked sometimes to MC things that are like, well, if you could show up at 4 and it goes till midnight, and it's like, no, I can't. And the reason why, number one reason why I can't is because I want to be available to my son. And if I say yes to whatever this is, and then the day comes and something's come up with my son, what would I rather do? So I don't like committing to things. But it is difficult because you want to say yes to friends, you want to say yes to people you care about, charities you care about. But I have said no more often than yes lately, and that feels pretty good if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well,
That's good. I'm glad.
We used to say no to things, and then we kind of got a. I think we people looked at us kind of like being difficult, but we weren't being difficult. We just wanted our time to go to things that really
We were
mattered.
selective about
We were more
things.
selective on what we are going to spend our time doing.
Yeah.
And I think it benefited us because, we weren't running around doing like when you cater to all, I find like you cater to none.
Yeah.
So if you do 3 events a year and go full on for those 3 events instead of doing 30 events a year, you kind of you don't put the same energy into 30 events that you do with 3 or 4.
I honestly agree with that too, because I would just show up at things for 5 minutes or so, and I would tell people that I can only be there. So case in point, the Yuck Yuck stuff, I would show up just before the show started to say hi to people, and I couldn't stay because I was mentally spent. Like I just couldn't put in the time I wanted to. So yeah, you have to be selective, and then it's like anything in life. Like if you just take a few things instead of too many things, the quality of what you're putting into those things that matter to you will be way better. But I just think that's super important to me right now. Not to be repetitive, but like I'm saying yes to the things that I believe in. And I think more people should do that instead of feeling like they always have to be a certain person or be a certain way.
Certain way.
Yeah.
I have a question about the radio industry. As somebody who's been in it for, more than 20 years.
27 years.
27. You're almost 30 years.
Yeah.
What is the biggest change from when you were like early days, like 90s, early 2000s to like now?
Automation for sure.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like everything. It just seems like you aren't needed, and I mean, like it's like,
well, this is why we don't have jobs anymore.
If we're just being honest, right? And it's like automation is a beautiful thing because of what it's able to do. It's incredible when you really think about it. Like it's, you and I and all of us, all three of us were recording shows for different markets and different cities and different, and you'd tell people that and they couldn't understand. They couldn't wrap their head around it. Like, what do you mean? And it would literally take a half an hour to do a 5-hour show.
For another city.
So obviously that's where things are headed, and I can understand it. It's cost efficient. But the problem is, the massive problem is where's the local connection? Where's the human touch? Where's the, you don't have, if I was broadcasting, let's just say for a Cornwall station, which was what I was doing, I wasn't showing up in Cornwall, because it's further, and I just didn't have time. So that's one less personality. I mean, when I grew up in Vankleek-Hill, which was right in between Montreal and Ottawa, I got the best of both worlds. I could hear all the stations from both those cities. And when I landed in Ottawa, I was working with all my heroes. It was incredible, the people that I was working with that I listened to in high school. Well, now if somebody's listening, like, you're not going to be working with your heroes because that hero is in another city.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised to know how many shows are not local that are pre-recorded from out of town. Even you have said when you were working in Montreal, right?
Yeah.
That people would say, where does Ryan Seacrest live? Because they'd have Seacrest on
So
Virgin.
we would have Ryan Seacrest on, and people would call us and be like, where does he live? Like, what part of the island does he live in?
Yeah.
Thinking that he's live in Montreal.
United States of America
Yeah, I mean, he records that maybe the week before and pumps it out to have thousands of stations across the North America. And, so it's the same, I was a kid, Rick Dees. It was Rick Dees in the Weekly Top 40. Casey Kasem, right? And
Oh my God, I was a kid. I thought they were from Ottawa.
I thought Rick
For
Dees
sure.
was like hanging out in Ottawa. Like I had no idea that he's in California, and he barely even knows where Ottawa is, if he does at all. So
he calls it Ottawa, Canada too.
Does he call it Ottawa, Canada?
Ottawa, Canada.
That's good. It's all about promotion, right? So you're saying the word Canada just to get it out there. But so definitely automation is the biggest change. I still believe that like local is. I think you both know me that I think like if you want to win, you want to succeed, you've got to meet people, you've got to be out there, you've got to say hi to people, because once you do, there'll always be like, there's the guy I listened to, or there's the guy I met. Now I'm going to listen to him, and I have tons of people on my social media that I only met once for 5 minutes, and it's like they're part of that group of support that's never disappeared. And the only way you can do that, sure, you can do that through social media. You can say hi to people, you can retweet stuff, you could do whatever, right? But you have to be out there. And I think that's how most of the most successful people, like my mentor was Max Keeping, and he was, 40 years of CTV Ottawa 6 o'clock news anchor, and the ratings were through the roof. And even when he retired, they kept him on for 2 years as their community ambassador. It was crazy, right? And he just went out, and maybe to a fault, he met too many people. Like, it was just, he was just ran himself like ragged, right? But
social media too. I think I started 2003, and I think really it was 2009-ish, 8. I think social media started. We went from just being an on-air announcer to a media personality.
Yeah, so that when you're saying that,
we have to be on everything, and people now want us on everything. Well, like, employers want you on everything, so you can be as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. Yeah, and that's why there was such a pressure, I think, on us to post on social media, pressure on us to hit viral videos, which at the end of the day, we were lucky enough to do, but it didn't translate to ratings. So
if it did, we'd still be employed.
If it did, we'd still be employed. Yes, if it did, we'd still be employed. But it's because it's free marketing, and why pay for a billboard when they think one video will
get
do
a million
all the work for
hits
you,
on a video,
which they don't quite understand. I think some of them understand is that when you go viral, it's mainly an international audience. It's not a local audience. Like, you'll still have local people, but it's more people out of the city.
You never know where your video is going to hit.
That's right.
No.
Yeah, it could hit in
This podcast is big in apparently
Australia or
Poland and Burkina Faso.
Really?
Yeah,
there was a country in Africa as well. I saw on the list of countries.
Senegal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was
Nice.
like, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So
I like that.
So that for me, that was the biggest change, along with automation. Because,
Yeah, they're so sorry when you say that. Yeah, social media might be up there. I mean, like, equal to automation in my brain, because it was just, especially the last year or so, the pressure to constantly, as you know, like, come up with videos, come up with content, and then you'd have to be like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What's the fourth one? There's a fourth one. TikTok. My God, that's of course. And it would just be like, and so to a fault, like, people in my life would even sort of give me a hard time about it. But it's like, you're just always on social media, like, that's all you care about. And it's like, no, that's not all I care about. That's part of my job. And it's but then to the point, we go back to my hair, right? And you'd get insulted. You'd get, like, I know some of your videos, like, people would just make fun of you.
Oh yeah,
like,
people are assholes.
Yeah, crazy, right? So, but
some people are assholes.
So that part is very negative. It's terrible for your health. It's because you're looking at that.
Yeah.
And these people just have no filters. And I would do these dances, and people would call me grandpa and stuff like that, right? And it would just be like, and people would just tell you right out, you look ugly. Your hair looks ugly. Like, I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
And why do we have to be subject to this?
I know. And we talked a bit about this when we had Ryan on our podcast too, but it's like, when you get comments like that, it says so much more about the person making the comment than it does about who the subject of the comment is.
You consider the source, right? But still, it's like, we still had to read that.
You still read it, and it doesn't put you in a good space mentally.
Yeah, but social media for sure is definitely it's huge, and it's unfortunate that it's so huge in a way, because it's still not real life. It's not. It's what we show.
A made up place, like
it's not real life.
No,
it's
it
not
is
real
made
life.
up.
Yeah, they're all like, as soon as you close your phone, they don't exist.
over.
These apps
Yeah.
don't exist anymore. The world doesn't exist.
Yeah.
When did you go gray? There's a reason I'm asking. There's a reason.
Probably in my 20s.
In your 20s?
Yeah.
When did you go full gray?
It's not full gray. Look, there's some, like, it's a little dark. Okay, anyway.
What do you got going on up there? You got food coloring up there?
Well,
What do you got
yeah.
going there?
So because I full gray is hard to say, really. Probably in the last 10 years or so.
10 years.
But I'm grateful that it's not white. Like, I'm grateful that it's not like totally Santa
you got that
Claus,
silver
right?
thing going.
Well, yeah, you can say silver fox. That's all right.
We have a new because we have a new member in the group. This week we had a new member adding to the gray hair group.
Oh,
yeah. I told the story before about when I found my first gray pube. Right?
jeez.
I called my brother, and I was like freaking. I was like, "What's wrong?" And then I told him, and he had a good laugh over it. But we have a new member of the clan.
Yeah.
New member of the group.
Yeah. I told you earlier this week or
Yeah.
last week? I told you last week.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I found my first gray pubic hair.
And then the
TMI, Dylan Black.
and then,
TMI.
and then the server dropped off the Caesar salad.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. And then where did the bill go? Okay, so that is.
It could have been blonde. It could have been blonde.
Could have been.
Baby, whatever you need to say to get yourself through the night.
No,
Like,
it
it's
could
cool.
have been blonde.
It's all part of aging. It's all part of aging.
Sure.
It's fine. When was it your head first? Like, is that
I
when you started
honest to God don't remember if I'm being truthful. Like I never really thought about down there.
Hey, I got Grace
then
coming
that
in
tells.
here.
I feel like that tells me then you're good down there because I feel like that was shocking. I was like, what the fuck is that?
When you
You
find
know.
one, you know it.
you
know
know,
it.
there's stuff going on down there. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure, like for sure, like the head, like my hair, like because the sides. When I used to cut my hair, I'd be called J. Jonah Jameson, you know?
Yeah.
Parker,
Great,
Parker,
great.
get over here. Because I would just be like gray just on the sides, and then everything else caught up to it. But
Can actually, I don't mean to switch the subject, but you know, Dylan actually was. So if you're not listening from Ottawa, the Ottawa Sun had the Sunshine Boy,
yeah,
which was just the male equivalent
And the
of the Sunshine Girl.
and the Sunshine
Yeah,
Girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan was how many times were you Sunshine Boy?
2.
Twice.
Amazing.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen the picture?
Have I? Oh no, sorry, Dana.
you
I
ever
Yeah.
don't
seen the
know
picture?
if I don't think I've ever seen the picture.
It might be. You might be able to find it.
Okay, let's not.
What? It's
I mean, it's
hilarious.
fine.
It's great. It's a product of its time. Now, was one you're holding a cat?
So I'm holding a cat in both of them. I'm not sure if that's in a Google search anywhere, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it.
because when I went by my other name
It's
at
a
that
great
point,
picture.
It's so, and you have a kitten.
Is it the one
Why
with
did
the
I
long
say
hair?
that's so weird?
No, it's not the one with
No,
long hair. No,
it's this one.
Okay,
Here, I'll show you.
Sorry, that's in a
we'll flash
Google
on-
search.
That's the first Google search when you search Dylan Black Sunshine
Goodness.
Boy.
I don't look far off from that right now, really. Like I haven't really.
no.
No, you're just missing a
have
kitten.
you been wearing
Yeah.
black V-necks for 30
Oh
years?
yeah. You don't change what works. You give the people what they want.
But I can't find the second one. If
The
there's
second
a
one,
second
you had
one.
longer hair.
Yeah, I had long hair in the
Glasses?
second one, and I believe I had glasses, and I'm.
You don't have pictures of those at all?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Make sure to send it so we can flash it on the screen.
They're around. Yeah, I could possibly find that for you, or maybe not. But I'm wearing like a cut-off sleeved shirt, and I recall that day I felt very sexy.
Yeah.
But then you look back on it, and you're like, well, not so much. And I would have been like 23, 24 around that time.
Yeah.
And the reason for the cats, it's not a weird thing, is because both of them were Ottawa Humane Society bachelor auction pictures.
Oh, cool.
So I was like auctioned off. And
Me too. I've had that
Yeah.
happen to me too, but it wasn't for Humane Society.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
I read what the little
The
little
blurb?
blurb is?
You can.
Sunshine Boy,
Sure.
and it says Night Magic's Anthony James
Yeah.
holds a 7-week-old kitten, Smarty Pants, who is up for adoption at the Ottawa Humane Society. Anthony will be up for grabs at this year's For Pet's Sake
Uncaged, free run, Anthony Barton.
For Pet's Sake Bachelor Celebrity and Silent Auction tomorrow at the Congress Center.
wow.
Do you remember how much you went for?
I don't remember, but I remember the date was very awkward, and I believe she brought 2 friends. That was terrible. And
The start of every good movie I've seen on websites.
yeah, and I do believe I was even in a relationship at the point. It was primarily charity based, and the second year, the woman canceled on me. So
Oh,
she rather brought her friends because it came with a package. It came with like tickets to whatever. I think the second year was like Wayne Brady tickets or something, and she wanted to bring her friends instead of me. So I'm like, okay, but I was relieved because I didn't want to. And that, so this is 2001, 2002, and I've never wanted to do one of these ever again, and I will not. So this, along with dunking booths, you know, when you're
Yeah.
in those,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are 2
Yeah,
things
yeah.
I will
The dunk tank,
I will
yeah.
never agree to any of that. I don't like dunk tanks. I also don't like scaling down 30-story walls either. That was something that came up a few years ago. And
Did you do it?
I
No, he
do it.
didn't. You got to the top.
I got to the top, and as soon as they had me, it was for Easter seals, I believe.
Yeah.
And
They
That's
backed you up.
right.
It's when you backed you up.
yeah,
Right?
they backed me. I thought like, no problem, I'm Mr. Cool Guy, whatever, you know. And then I get up there, and you look down, and you're like, this is not happening in a million years.
And the wind.
I
Yeah.
think when
That
you're
wind
up
really
there,
throws
it's
you.
different. When you watch people do it, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I could do that.
I remember being up there. This is downtown Ottawa, and I was higher than the Peace Tower. Like I was just like I was hovering over the Peace Tower, Parliament Hill, and I could see people down like, "Go for it, man!" And like all you could hear is
And they're all
"Go
like
for it,
little
man."
ants.
Yeah, like and the fear and the dread. And I remember we were videoing it at that time, and not viral, that word, right? But
Oh my gosh,
a lot of people
you were
saw
doing
that
a
video.
live.
It was a
Weren't you
I was doing a
live?
live, and
Yeah.
people saw me like cancel. And I remember my girlfriend at the time was down there, and she was very concerned. Like, what is wrong up there? Like, she was scared because
Yeah.
there was no like communication because I couldn't like talk to her or text
Yeah.
her while I was. But it was like,
baby.
yeah, but she could tell that there was something wrong. But anyway, so dunk tanks, bachelor auctions, and scaling down skyscrapers. I will never do.
The 3 things you'll never do again.
And there is like when I did it, there is a real fear of please don't have a small amount of money. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to go for a small amount.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
Yeah,
would
oh,
be.
yeah.
we were doing it
yeah.
for breast cancer,
Yeah.
I think. And so I had a real fear of like, oh my God, like I gotta
Of
make
course.
at least more than the person
And then you're
before
gonna,
me.
because
Yeah.
you're gonna be comparing how much you make
Right.
to
Of
how much
course.
everybody else makes. Yeah.
Right.
Of course, no. It was very deflating. It was very, especially when the girl didn't even want to go on the date
Did
with
she
me.
cancel? Yeah, but there
She
was kind of like
canceled.
a silver lining.
Oh, it
right?
was a
'Cause
huge silver lining.
It's
'cause
an insult, but you're happy. About
I was
it.
beyond.
I don't have to
happy.
leave the house. I can keep doing
Yeah.
commercial slogans at home by
Yeah.
myself. What a night.
And you can call this lawyer at 1-800. No, I was very relieved by it. But you're right, Tony. It was like I didn't want to. Like I remember being first out. I think like I was the first bachelor, and like all the women are just screaming and yelling, and they're just waiting for the firefighters. Like
Oh,
they're not
right,
gonna they're
okay.
not gonna spend all their money on the first guy. Like because they're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And-
We had football players.
Yeah,
We
like-
had like doctors.
Exactly. And you're the first guy and they don't want to waste their money. So they're waiting. They're just waiting throughout everybody.
Yeah.
So I went for like $500 or something, which wasn't
Hey,
terrible.
that's pretty good.
Wasn't great, but it was also because I came with a package that was worth maybe $1,000. So that's why I was like, oh, that sounds like a nice night out. We'll just bail on this guy anyway. You know? I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's where the Sunshine Boy came from.
Yeah, we kind of got off topic, but going back to your new friend, just really quickly, how? Like,
Oh, why?
Oh my goodness.
okay, forget it.
Why?
No, I was just
No,
gonna
what
say,
are you gonna ask?
How do you feel? Like because when
Feel
I
the
found my
same.
first gray, there was a moment there where I was like, fuck.
No, I feel exactly the same.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm glad we came back to this.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
the ones up here that I'm plucking out. You know.
I don't mind going. I want to go salt and pepper a little bit because like I have like a couple grays here.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I said, pulling or
It
plucking
is
them.
pretty amazing, Tony. Like, because you're not young either. So,
no.
I mean, but it is amazing that you pretty much have a full head of like
full
not-
head.
Like, but I mean, like, there's no. I don't see gray.
Yeah, there's gray. There's definitely
He's got a
some gray.
couple.
Yeah, but it's not this, right?
no,
And
but
it's
it
just-
looks good. Like it suits you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you have any issue like when you start going gray? Did you have that moment where you
No,
were
it never really bothered me.
That's
it,
good.
it was something, right? And I don't know if you remember. We went to an event. I think it was called Tampon Tuesday.
I remember
And
that.
and I think it was both Boom and Jump involved. And there was a young man named Nathan who worked with us, Nathan Fay. And I had just started with a girl named Shannon at that point, and she came to it, and nobody had met her yet. And Nathan looks at her, and he looks at me, and he just goes, "Silver Fox strikes again, eh?" And I never that was like sort of like a running joke for like years, and it still is. Like I could write that to Nathan out of the blue. He worked with us, right? But I was always kind of like I embraced it, and I kind of it's like Bob Barker when he went from like remember he was I don't know if this
he was
is an
brown-haired.
old timey reference, but
and then he went silver hair.
and then I guess
overnight.
so overnight, but it was probably like when they stopped filming for like 2 weeks or something.
hiatus or something.
And he came back and he had like a full head of like silver hair, and I think it was like so applauded and so refreshing. And I will never dye my hair. I will never do any of the like cosmetic anythings. Like I just think growing old naturally is just the way to do it, because when you do the opposite, I think people can tell. Like they can tell.
Depends on who's
Right.
doing your
It
face
depends.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that attitude when it comes to getting older too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to end up like doing Botox and stuff and fillers is fine. I don't think I'll ever do them because I don't want to end up hating my natural face because those things don't last,
Yeah.
right? And then you go back to your natural face and you're like, oh, I hate this. Like
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have that idea for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, of course.
However, I would totally get a facelift
Would you?
when I was like, when I'm like 50 55? Yeah, I would totally
But
get
what
a
if they
facelift.
botch it? What if it just
Yeah, what if you go to
turns-
Dr. Nick Riviera for like the Simpsons?
Hey,
Hey, everybody!
what the hell does this button do?
I mean, yeah, I think you got to do your research in the surgery department with who you decide to do your face.
Well, you want a bleph lift, right?
I
What's-
want a
what's-
upper blepharoplasty.
It's like
What
when
is
you
this?
lift this part. So
your
like,
eyes?
Okay, like you see like the skin here? You see like
Okay.
this?
Yeah.
And it's like there's a lot of it. So I have hooded eyes. And as I'm getting older, the skin from the hood is dropping.
Okay.
So I want to remove the skin so it's not dropping over my eye anymore.
Okay. So I didn't notice that at all.
Of course not.
And so here's a quick, and here's like this is a side note, but it's like when I was young, there was a young lady on my bus who like constantly, like I'm talking elementary, high school, constantly.
Wait. When you say elementary and high school, those are two different times.
Well, it was sort of like grade 8, 9, 10,
okay,
like
so
around
junior
that
high
time.
Yeah.
into high school.
Yeah. So
I'm like, you're not talking about
Well, no.
4-year-old girls on a
No.
school bus.
We didn't really have junior high back in
Okay.
Bankley Hill. Like it went to grade 8 and then it was like 9 to 13.
Okay.
So, but there was a young woman who always constantly went on about how she was ugly, how she was fat, how she was dumb, how she was da 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 da. And I never noticed any of that. But I started to notice it because she constantly said that about herself. So, like, you're telling me, what did you call your eyes?
Hooded. They're hooded.
The hooded eyes.
Yeah.
Never noticed it. Guess what?
All I see now, go see a doctor.
All he sees now is my,
Yeah.
my skin.
Yeah, but I had never, like in a million years, like I don't notice these hooded eyes. So I just think sometimes like people point out faults that aren't there.
No, it's just a lot of the faults that we do see on ourselves, we only see on
Yeah,
ourselves.
100%.
Yeah, we're not noticing it on other people. The only reason I notice is because it's getting harder to do my makeup.
Really?
So when I do my makeup and I do my eyeliner, it's not as smooth. I have to like manipulate the skin, and like I never had to do that before.
Yeah, but
you know?
you're not 40 yet though, right?
No,
Amazing.
not yet.
And Tony, you're in your
Soon.
50s, right?
Yeah, 40 plus 25, 65.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're gonna be.
You're going to be 48,
I'm
aren't
44.
you? You're 48.
You're
Why,
gonna-
why
but
did I
you're gonna
think
be
why did I
40
think we were the same age?
I'm going to be 45.
But you know, technically, you are working on your 45th year.
yeah, yes,
Okay.
I'm working, yes.
I
I'm
thought
in
we
my
were the
45th
same age.
century, it
That's
feels
fine.
like.
That's okay. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything more to offend that. And that young lady, by the way, back then was very pretty. So
Yeah, better cover your tracks there. Cover your tracks.
I'll be her big spoon.
Our 10 listeners, at least 2 are gonna complain about that.
I remember that girl. Yeah, I just think we point out things or we fixate on things that aren't there.
Thank Instagram for that.
Yeah. Well, there's that too. Social media, of course, right? Like it's just my social media algorithm. I don't know how it got there, but it's nothing but attractive women.
Yeah, I don't know how it got there
I don't know
either.
how it
Yeah,
got
I can't
there.
imagine how.
But it's just nonstop. And if you're any less than these women, like you're looking at your own faults, and it's just any less as in like I'm not as skinny as her, or I'm not as pretty as her, or I'm not whatever, right? And it's just like, yeah, so of course social media is very destructive in that regard.
But I mean, before we had magazines
Yeah,
and TV
totally.
telling us the same
Yeah,
thing.
but you had to
And then
same
in your
thing.
You had to
time,
pay
you
for
had
those
the
magazines.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like Instagram
But this is
free.
yeah. But as we know, as we scroll, as we doom scroll, whatever, it's like attractive girl, attractive girl, attractive girl, attractive girl. Like it's just nonstop, like in your face, nonstop. Whereas TV, like at least you had to wait till the next commercial to see it, right? But I just think it's too much. It's just all the time, and I'm as guilty as anybody about being on my phone, trying to be entertained, trying to be whatever.
So Dylan, start looking at uglier people, and then more uglier people will
at
show
Tony-
up.
Yeah.
At Tony Stark Radio.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a lot
there.
of AI Yetis and Sasquatches on my feed these
Oh,
days. so,
interesting.
yeah, I don't know how that came to be, but it's just they make me laugh. A lot of toilet humor too.
So speaking of like
Yeah.
social and stuff, I was watching this TikTok the other day, and it was stuff that you can say at a funeral and during sex.
Okay.
I asked you to come up with a few, and I asked you the same thing.
I found it very difficult. I don't know. I don't think mine are any good.
You could say that at both. I found this very difficult.
There's a good one right there.
I've thought. I mean, I've a couple, and then it's just like I've never really even spoken like that on the radio before. So it's like it's even weird for me to even say it. But so I'll go with the lighter one. The lighter one was like, "Can we have the potato salad now?" You know, because every good funeral has a potato salad, right?
Yeah.
I need to hear the other one.
Well, then I guess the other one was thanks for coming.
That was one of
But
mine.
was it? Okay, so thanks for coming. Like, because you're doing the receiving line. Third now, like it'll come to me, but this is where you need to tell me yours.
My only, sorry if I can
no, go ahead.
My only other than thanks for coming was I'm so sorry. That's it. That was
Okay,
it.
that's a good one.
I'm so sorry.
I think the ones I came up with, how much do you think this is going to cost?
Oh no.
Oh, look, your sister's here. What do you think of the service?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, you can park in the back.
Park.
Park in the back.
What about just crying?
Crying.
Just like there's no words.
Do you need a Kleenex?
Yeah. Or how about I need more Kleenex? Those are good.
There's a lot of overlap, I'm realizing,
Yeah,
that I didn't think
there
about.
really is.
Yeah.
What about you just gonna lay there? Okay.
Well, yeah, they're
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, that was good stuff.
I love
This
the
is good
potato
times.
salad one.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
my
good.
personal
I
favorite.
just came up with that actually. That was on the top of my head. Because the funeral sandwiches too. Like if you knew that you were getting with somebody and then you were gonna have funeral sandwiches after, that's a night out. That's romance.
But like, why is it? And is this connected? I'm not sure. But why is it whenever there's like finger sandwiches, it always makes everything better? Like any event,
Every event needs to
every
have
event
food.
you have, like, oh my crap, like, little tuna sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
And with the little crust cut off.
Yes, the crust
Amazing.
have to
Oh,
be cut off,
totally,
yeah.
totally. No, food makes everything better.
Well, you
So-
don't get really excited anytime you have a chance to make cucumber sandwiches.
I love cucumber sandwiches.
You know,
good.
Yeah.
like,
With the crust cut off. Crusts have to be cut.
Yeah, they do.
hey man, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. This is great, and
Yeah.
you guys are friends for life, and I'll always cherish the time Dana and I locked each other outside of the studio for a
my
few
God.
hours, and
A few?
that was awkward. This is like back in like 2015, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right, you guys were working overnight.
Well, you
Yeah.
went out to your car to get something and
Yeah.
you forgot your keys.
And it was a Saturday night, wasn't it? I was working.
was.
For some reason, I was doing something at the radio station on a Saturday, and I went outside. I forgot my keys, and I'm banging on the window. Dana, can you come out? Because you could see the outdoors from your studio. And she came out to open the doors, bang, and the door closed behind her, and she forgot her keys.
oh my god.
And there was nobody, because it was weekends. Nobody was coming in until the overnight person, like
it was
3
probably
hours later.
4 hours.
And we didn't
Yeah.
have our phones on us.
Nope.
Back
And
in the
we
day when you didn't have
sat
your phones.
in the front and just talked for a few hours.
Yeah.
And I
Couldn't
remember
get in your car. Was it like what month was it?
it was
Was it hot?
summerish. It was
Yeah.
summer, so we were lucky in that regard. But the craziest part of all of this is by the time I think it was our friend Johnny Novak who showed up
Yeah.
and he let us in. By the time we got back in, nobody even noticed that anything had happened.
Like old tracks were running.
Music beds
Yeah,
were
music
running,
beds
tracks were running. So that was great. And then Tony, your friendship over the last year or so, and just like you gave my son Hulk hands, and you give me running shoes, and I use those shoes every day. So thank you. And
Yeah, it goes both ways, man. And I
Thank you.
really I think after everything that's happened, I think real friends from that building is I can count on one hand and even less than maybe half a hand, and you're definitely one of them. So
Yeah.
it
thank
goes
you.
both ways.
Yeah, you're such a good person too. You have such a good heart.
Ah.
So I'm happy to be friends.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Right on.
You can follow him at Dylan Black Radio. And I think that's pretty much it.
a wrap. Yeah, we got about an hour in. That's pretty good.
I think this is our longest episode ever.
I can't wait to put the pictures of Dylan's Sunshine Boy.
Hey.
Like just little clips of it on the
You always
screen
be my sunshine.
on
boy.
this video.
Wow.
Have a great week, everybody.
We're gonna go eat the potato salad now.
Nice.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and follow Dylan at Dylan Black Radio. Have a good week.
Bye.